In today's digital age, the world of online streaming has grown to massive proportions, with streamers often becoming household names, attracting millions of viewers who tune in to watch their gaming, chatting, or even lifestyle content. But while they may rule the digital realm, there's one arena where many of these streamers face some serious reality checks: the world of pro fighting. You see, in the world of combat sports, physical prowess and discipline are paramount, and sometimes streamers who believe they can handle anything get a humbling reminder of how tough the real world can be. In today's speech, I'll take you through 15 iconic moments where streamers were humbled by pro fighters, moments that left fans talking, laughing, and often sympathizing. When streamers step into the world of professional fighters, there is an immediate realization that the gap between digital skills and real-world combat abilities is vast. While many of these streamers have cultivated incredible reflexes, strategic minds, and an intense focus on their gaming careers, the physical and mental demands of professional fighting are a different world entirely. In gaming, success often relies on quick decision-making, sharp reflexes, and maintaining composure under pressure, traits that, while useful in many aspects of life, do not automatically translate to fighting. In the virtual world, a streamer might be able to execute complex moves, outsmart opponents, and control the battlefield using their intellect and hand-eye coordination. However, in the ring, that same intellect is not enough. Physical conditioning, endurance, strength, and the ability to take and deliver blows are crucial components of combat sports. This is where the gap becomes glaringly obvious. For a streamer who spends hours sitting in front of a screen, their body may not be conditioned for the demands of real-life combat. Fighting requires an entirely different kind of stamina, both mental and physical. It's not just about having fast reflexes, but about having the ability to withstand pain, outlast an opponent, and execute techniques learned over years of rigorous training. This gap between online gaming and combat sports is one of the biggest lessons many streamers quickly learn when they attempt to step into the ring with a professional fighter. Moreover, the physicality of fighting isn't just limited to strength. The body needs to be able to absorb hits and continue functioning at its peak, something most streamers don't have to consider in their typical daily routines. Training in combat sports goes far beyond fitness. It involves learning techniques, controlling emotions in high-pressure situations, and developing the mental toughness to continue pushing forward, even when your body wants to quit. This distinction highlights the importance of preparation and the harsh reality that gaming skills, no matter how honed, cannot make up for the absence of physical training in the realm of combat. It is this eye-opening realization that often comes as a shock to streamers who might have assumed that their dexterity or reflexes would give them an edge over professional fighters. But after facing the reality of a fighter's discipline and prowess, they come to understand the vast difference in the levels of commitment and skill required in both worlds. One of the most common pitfalls that many streamers face when stepping into the world of professional combat is overconfidence. After all, in the digital world, they are kings and queens of their domains. Whether it's dominating a game, showcasing lightning-fast reflexes, or interacting with fans, streamers often build a reputation for being skilled and quick-witted. With millions of followers, they may begin to feel invincible, capable of handling any challenge, whether digital or physical. This self-assurance can quickly turn into overconfidence, which becomes a major factor when streamers enter the ring to face off against pro fighters. The danger of overconfidence lies in the misconception that a person's abilities in one field can seamlessly translate to another. A gamer might feel that their sharp reflexes and ability to adapt to new strategies will give them an edge over someone trained in combat. While these skills might help with quick reactions or hand-eye coordination in some situations, they can be of little use when facing a trained fighter who has spent years perfecting techniques that demand precise timing, strength, and control. This overconfidence can sometimes lead to poor decisions and a lack of preparation. Streamers may underestimate the physical demands of combat sports, thinking that their gaming endurance will suffice. However, as professional fighters know well, combat requires not just mental sharpness, but a foundation built on strength, conditioning, and a deep understanding of martial techniques. Without years of training and experience, It's easy for a streamer to think they can handle a fight without fully appreciating the difference between fighting in a virtual space and on a real-world stage. Moreover, this overconfidence often leads streamers to take risks they may not otherwise consider. The adrenaline rush of the challenge, combined with the desire to entertain their audience, can cloud their judgment and make them push beyond their limits. They may enter the ring thinking they can outlast or outsmart the fighter, only to discover that their opponent's level of control, stamina, and expertise is far beyond what they expected. This sudden shift from confidence to reality can be humbling, as they realize that combat sports require far more than a strong will or a competitive mindset. Overconfidence also tends to blind streamers to the importance of humility. In the face of a professional fighter, where every move is calculated and deliberate, it's easy to see how a gamer's overestimation of their abilities could lead to a quick defeat. What often seems like a minor challenge or a fun opportunity for a stream turns into a harsh wake-up call that the skills needed to fight professionally aren't just about aggression or courage. They require an immense amount of preparation, discipline, and respect for the sport. The true risk of overconfidence in these situations lies in the fact that it can limit the willingness to learn, adapt, or even recognize the need for improvement. A person who enters a fight with a false sense of superiority might miss out on the essential lesson that combat sports teach: respect for one's opponent, regardless of their background. This lack of humility can lead to embarrassing moments, as streamers quickly realize that no amount of game experience or fan support can substitute for the years of work and commitment that professional fighters dedicate to their craft. One of the most striking and undeniable realities that becomes evident when streamers face professional fighters is the sheer power of professional training. While gaming requires skill, focus, and dedication, the training needed to excel in combat sports takes things to an entirely different level. The commitment required to be a successful fighter extends far beyond the time spent physically preparing. It's about mastering a wide range of skills, disciplines, and mental fortitude. This extensive training, accumulated over years or even decades, becomes the deciding factor in any contest between a seasoned fighter and someone who is new to the sport. The difference between a pro fighter and a streamer who may have trained for a few months or even weeks is substantial. Professional fighters are not just strong, they are experts in technique, strategy, and mental discipline. Their training isn't just about lifting weights or increasing stamina. It involves learning the nuances of various fighting styles, understanding the physics of movement, and anticipating an opponent's every move. Fighters work on reflexes, footwork, striking power, defense, and grappling, all of which come together to create a holistic fighter capable of handling any situation inside the ring. Moreover, training for a fight is not just about physical preparation. It also builds mental resilience. Combat sports demand a fighter's ability to stay calm under extreme pressure, to anticipate pain and discomfort, and to continue performing despite fatigue or injury. This mental toughness is cultivated over time, through countless hours of practice, repetition, and real-world sparring sessions. This is where the training gap becomes most evident. A streamer who may be accustomed to stress from games or online interactions may find themselves overwhelmed in the face of real-life combat where the stakes are much higher, and the pressure to perform becomes personal, physical, and immediate. For streamers, stepping into the ring can also serve as a reminder of the deep, unspoken respect that fighters have for their craft. The nature of combat sports demands that athletes not only work on their body but also on their mind, becoming adept at reading their opponents, staying one step ahead, and making split-second decisions that could alter the course of a fight. This is something that no amount of gaming experience can prepare a person for. While a streamer may be used to reacting quickly in a game, a real-world fight is full of unpredictable movements, painful impacts, and real-time consequences that cannot be countered with the same speed or reflexes that one might use to dodge a bullet in a first-person shooter. Even though some streamers may have natural athleticism, the structured and intense nature of professional training is a game-changer. Fighters don't just rely on instinct, they rely on learned skills that can be executed automatically, without thought. These actions become second nature through repetitive training drills, sparring, and live matches, building muscle memory that can take years to develop. The precision with which a professional fighter can land a punch, anticipate an opponent's guard, or maneuver out of a clinch is a direct result of this rigorous training. It's not just about strength, but about controlled, deliberate execution of techniques honed over countless hours. Additionally, many fighters also train under expert coaches who specialize in developing the strategic aspect of fighting. This knowledge goes beyond the physical act of fighting itself and involves studying various styles, adapting to different opponents, and continuously learning from past experiences. Professional training, especially under the guidance of a coach, refines every aspect of a fighter's game, from defensive tactics to offensive strategies. This depth of knowledge is something that streamers simply can't replicate in a few training sessions, no matter how hard they try. In comparison, a streamer entering the ring may think that their previous physical fitness or gaming strategies might carry them through the fight. However, they quickly realize that the level of dedication required to compete with a pro fighter isn't just about having an athletic background or a desire to win. It's about months or years of focused, disciplined effort that leaves little room for shortcuts. The contrast in preparation, training, and expertise becomes painfully clear when a streamer is faced with the raw power and execution of a pro fighter. And this realization is often a humbling one, acknowledging that, in the world of combat sports, there is simply no substitute for professional training. When streamers face off against professional fighters, it's often more than just a physical challenge. It's a humbling experience that reveals the gap between the world of online entertainment and the brutal reality of combat sports. Unlike gaming, where success is measured by victories, high scores, and the admiration of fans, fighting involves a very different kind of success, one that is rooted in strategy, preparation, and the ability to handle both victory and defeat with grace. The humbling aspect of these encounters often comes when streamers step into the ring with the illusion of competence, only to realize that they are up against far more than they initially expected. The first humbling realization comes in the form of physicality. Many streamers, particularly those with a high degree of athleticism, might think they can handle the intense physical exertion that comes with a fight. They might assume that their training in other areas, such as running, lifting weights, or sports, will provide them with the necessary strength and stamina. However, the demands of fighting are unique. It's not just about being strong or fast. It's about enduring pain, absorbing hits, and continuing to fight with precision under extreme physical and mental pressure. Streamers, accustomed to digital challenges where the consequences are often virtual, quickly discover that in the ring, every move has real consequences. The body may break down, exhaustion sets in faster than expected, and the constant threat of being overwhelmed by a professional's skill and strength is ever present. This sudden realization that they are out of their depth can be a hard pill to swallow. Another humbling aspect is the mental toughness required for fighting. While many streamers are accustomed to the mental strain of gaming, where focus, quick thinking, and reacting under pressure are important, the type of mental endurance needed in a fight is on another level. Fighters must maintain focus despite physical fatigue, pain, and the knowledge that their opponent is looking for any opportunity to strike. This requires a level of mental control that many streamers, who typically perform in controlled, comfortable environments, might not be prepared for. In the heat of a fight, the mind can easily become clouded by anxiety, fear, or the desire to impress an audience. But professional fighters have spent years honing their mental resilience, developing the ability to compartmentalize these emotions and focus entirely on the fight. For a streamer entering the ring with little experience, this lack of mental preparation often leads to a feeling of being overwhelmed and outmatched, highlighting the importance of mental conditioning in combat sports. The fight itself often becomes a humbling reminder of how much there is to learn about both the art of combat and the art of humility. When a streamer enters the ring, they often do so with a sense of excitement or bravado, motivated by a desire to entertain their fans or prove that they can rise to the challenge. However, when faced with a skilled fighter, their bravado quickly diminishes as they realize how much more they need to know. A single misstep can lead to a devastating blow, a poor decision can cost them the fight, and the realization that there is no shortcut to victory becomes painfully clear. This can be especially humbling when streamers are confronted with a fighter who seems to move effortlessly in the ring, executing techniques with ease and precision that the streamer simply cannot replicate, no matter how hard they try. This humbling experience often extends beyond the physical and mental elements of the fight. For many streamers, the public nature of their challenge can add another layer of humility. With thousands, sometimes millions, of eyes watching, the pressure to perform can be intense. However, this also means that their defeat is shared with their audience. Unlike a private practice session where a person can learn from mistakes without external judgment, a public fight often results in immediate scrutiny. This public defeat can be a harsh reminder that no matter how many followers a streamer has or how many hours of practice they've put into preparation, they are still far from mastering the skills of professional combat. The sense of embarrassment that comes from failing publicly can often be more difficult to handle than the physical defeat itself, as it challenges their sense of identity and their image as a skilled and confident figure within the digital world. However, this humbling experience is not necessarily a negative one. In fact, it can often serve as a pivotal turning point for streamers, encouraging growth and self-reflection. The realization that they have much to learn in the realm of combat sports often leads to newfound respect for fighters and a deeper understanding of the discipline, focus, and effort required to succeed. It also provides a valuable lesson in humility, reminding streamers that there are always new challenges to face and that no one is invincible, regardless of their fame, online persona, or past accomplishments. This humbling moment, while difficult, can ultimately lead to a greater sense of appreciation for the skill and dedication that goes into becoming a true professional. When streamers step into the ring with professional fighters, the reactions from their fan bases often play a significant role in shaping the experience. Fans, who typically follow their favorite streamers for their gaming skills, humor, or unique personalities, are suddenly thrust into the unfamiliar world of combat sports, where the stakes are much higher and the results are far more unpredictable. These fan reactions can range from shock and concern to amusement and even embarrassment, and they often highlight the divide between the controlled environment of gaming and the unpredictable nature of real-life combat. First and foremost, fans who are used to seeing their favorite streamers excel in a virtual world often struggle to reconcile the reality of a live fight. They may expect the same level of confidence, quick thinking, and tactical brilliance that they see in video games to transfer to the real world. However, when the streamer faces a skilled fighter, fans are often left stunned by the raw physicality and the skill gap between the two participants. The harsh reality sets in that, while the streamer may dominate their online games, they are, in fact, novices in the world of fighting. This contrast can cause fans to experience a range of emotions, from disbelief to nervousness, as they watch their idol struggle against a professional who has spent years perfecting their craft. The situation becomes particularly challenging when fans feel protective of the streamer. Streamers often have dedicated fan bases that have followed them for years, and watching their favorite personalities face a pro fighter can evoke a sense of vulnerability. Many fans may feel an urge to defend their favorite content creators, making excuses for their performance or downplaying the significance of their defeat. This reaction is particularly evident in moments where the streamer gets knocked down or struggles to keep up with their opponent. The fans' desire to shield their idol from embarrassment can be palpable, and their reaction can range from supportive cheers to comments that suggest the streamer was not prepared enough or wasn't given a fair chance. On the other hand, the reality of defeat can bring out a different side of the fan base, one that's more critical and unforgiving. Some fans, especially those who may not be as emotionally invested in the streamer's success, may turn on them when they see their idol struggle. This shift in sentiment can be harsh, as these fans may voice their disappointment over the streamer's performance, mocking their inability to handle a professional fighter. The public nature of these moments, often streamed live, means that fans' reactions are instant and raw, with little room for the streamer to recover from an early misstep. Social media platforms can become a battlefield where fans either rally behind their favorite streamer or pile on criticism, and the pressure to succeed becomes even more pronounced. This public scrutiny often highlights the emotional impact of these fights. The emotional roller coaster for the streamer is amplified by the audience's reactions. For the streamer, the desire to impress fans, gain respect, and entertain their followers can create a lot of pressure before stepping into the ring. However, once things take a turn and the fight goes against them, the situation becomes even more complicated. They're not just fighting a pro fighter. They're fighting against their own nerves, expectations, and the gaze of an audience who might be disappointed or even critical of their performance. The streaming platform, meant for entertainment, can quickly turn into a stage for public judgment, which further exacerbates the humbling nature of the experience. The presence of fans during these fights also leads to an important shift in how the streamer sees their public persona. In the world of gaming, streamers have the ability to curate their image, controlling what they share, how they engage with fans, and what kind of persona they project. But in the ring, that control is stripped away. Fans now witness every awkward move, every misstep, and every moment of vulnerability that a streamer may not want to show. This can be a shocking revelation for someone who is used to the more polished nature of online content creation. The fans' reactions, whether supportive or critical, force the streamer to confront the reality of being a public figure and how difficult it can be to maintain a flawless image in the face of real-world challenges. There is, however, another layer to the fans' reactions, the potential for a deeper respect and admiration for the streamer's willingness to step out of their comfort zone. Fans who see their favorite personalities not only excel in the digital world, but also take on the challenge of facing a professional fighter may feel a new level of admiration for their courage, vulnerability, and perseverance. These fans understand that fighting a pro is no small feat, and even if the streamer doesn't come out on top, the sheer act of stepping into the ring speaks volumes about their character. In some cases, the defeat becomes a bonding moment, as fans rally behind the streamer, acknowledging that they are human and willing to face their own limitations head-on. Additionally, these reactions can shift the relationship between the streamer and their fans. Streamers who take a humbling defeat with grace, perhaps acknowledging their lack of experience or expressing a desire to learn from the encounter, can earn respect from their community. Fans appreciate the authenticity of someone who is willing to embrace their weaknesses and learn from them, rather than shy away from failure. This sense of humility and openness can strengthen the connection between the streamer and their fanbase, as it demonstrates a level of growth that goes beyond mere entertainment. Ultimately, the fans' reactions reveal the complexities of the relationship between a public figure and their audience. Whether supportive or critical, the way fans engage with these humbling moments often serves as a reflection of the expectations they place on streamers and the sense of community that surrounds them. For the streamer, understanding and navigating these reactions becomes an essential part of the experience, as they learn to balance their public persona with the reality of failure and growth. Stepping into the ring with a professional fighter is not just a one-off event. It has far-reaching consequences for a streamer's career, both personally and professionally. The experience of facing a pro fighter, regardless of the outcome, can dramatically affect how a streamer is perceived, how they view themselves, and how they move forward within the digital entertainment space. These experiences can either be a defining moment that elevates their career or a humbling setback that forces them to reassess their approach to content creation, branding, and their public image. For many streamers, the prospect of taking on a fighter is seen as an opportunity to showcase their versatility and ability to tackle challenges beyond gaming. It's an attempt to break out of their niche and prove to their audience that they're not just one-dimensional figures confined to their virtual world. They might believe that stepping into the ring with a professional fighter will add a new layer of excitement to their personal brand, attracting viewers from a different fan base while giving their existing audience something fresh to watch. This cross-industry appeal, if successful, could provide an increase in followers, sponsorships, and business opportunities. However, if the encounter goes poorly, whether through an embarrassing loss, unpreparedness, or failure to meet expectations, it can have the opposite effect. Streamers who enter the ring expecting to come out victorious may find their confidence shaken, and their reputation among fans and peers may suffer. For some, the defeat can feel like a major blow to their image. They may lose credibility in the eyes of their audience, who may have expected them to handle the fight with the same level of proficiency as their gaming streams. The fallout could come in the form of negative comments, a dip in viewership, and even a loss of sponsorships from brands who no longer want to associate with a persona that's been publicly humiliated. The ripple effect extends beyond the immediate fallout. When a streamer takes a humbling defeat in the ring, it can lead to a period of self-reflection and career reevaluation. For some, the experience may trigger a sense of insecurity, where they begin to question their place in the entertainment industry. They may wonder whether their brand, built on gaming, will continue to resonate with fans after such a public failure in a completely different arena. The fear of being typecast as someone who is just good at games and nothing else can prompt streamers to recalibrate their content strategy. Some may choose to double down on their gaming roots, while others may attempt to pivot in another direction entirely, trying to embrace other facets of their personality or skill set. Moreover, the loss of public confidence can affect the way streamers approach future challenges. The mental toll of failure, especially in such a public space, can discourage them from attempting anything as risky or ambitious again. They may become hesitant to experiment with new content, fearing that further failures could damage their brand even more. In the worst-case scenario, some streamers may retreat from public view altogether, choosing to step back from the limelight to heal their image and regain confidence. On the other hand, if the streamer handles the defeat with grace, self-awareness, and a willingness to learn from experience, it can lead to career growth in unexpected ways. Audiences often appreciate transparency and authenticity, especially when a streamer admits that they were out of their depth or acknowledges the complexity of the challenge they faced. Fans may rally behind a streamer who shows humility and the courage to face their shortcomings publicly, and such moments can humanize the individual behind the screen. This shift in perception can lead to a more genuine connection with viewers, who might appreciate their idol's vulnerability and resilience in the face of adversity. For streamers who handle their losses with humor or a positive outlook, the defeat can even become a source of entertainment in itself. They may turn the experience into a learning opportunity, creating content that documents their journey, their efforts to train, and the lessons learned from the encounter. This behind-the-scenes content can offer fans a more intimate look into the life of the streamer, and it may even inspire others to push beyond their comfort zones. In some cases, streamers can build an entirely new arc in their career, shifting from simply gaming to more dynamic, lifestyle-based content, where challenges and growth become a central theme. This approach can reignite interest in their brand, garnering support from followers who appreciate the courage it takes to try something new. The impact on a streamer's career can also extend to the industry as a whole. Other creators and influencers may view the streamer's attempt to take on a professional fighter as a bold move, whether successful or not. It can open the door to new kinds of collaborations, where streamers partner with athletes, coaches, or other influencers to create unique content that blurs the lines between gaming, sports, and entertainment. For streamers who are able to capitalize on their experience, they might even be seen as pioneers in this new genre of content creation, where the boundaries of what it means to be a gamer or an athlete are being redefined. In addition, streamers who handle defeat gracefully and publicly may earn respect from both fans and peers. Fellow content creators, even those who are gamers themselves, often hold professional fighters in high regard due to the intense training, discipline, and sacrifice involved in combat sports. A streamer who steps into the ring and gives their all, despite the inevitable challenges, can garner admiration for their willingness to push beyond their comfort zone. This newfound respect can lead to new opportunities, whether through collaborations, interviews, or invitations to participate in similar challenges, ultimately helping to reframe their career in a more dynamic light. Ultimately, the impact on a streamer's career after stepping into the ring with a professional fighter comes down to how they choose to navigate the aftermath. Whether they see it as a setback, a learning experience, or a new chapter in their career, it's clear that these moments carry lasting effects. Success or failure, the journey itself shapes the trajectory of a streamer's career, influencing how they connect with their audience, what opportunities arise, and how they continue to evolve within the world of content creation. The decision to embrace the lessons learned, grow from the experience, and adapt accordingly can make all the difference in determining whether this humbling moment becomes a defining victory in the long term. In the end, facing a professional fighter is a powerful reminder of the difference between digital prowess and physical skill. While streamers may be kings of their virtual worlds, stepping into the ring exposes them to a level of discipline, strength, and mental resilience that is honed over years of training. The humbling experience of facing a pro fighter can reshape how streamers approach their career, their fans, and their own sense of self. Whether it leads to a deeper respect for the sport, a renewed sense of determination, or a shift in their content, these encounters serve as crucial turning points in their journey. As we reflect on these moments, it's clear that success is not always measured by victory, but by the willingness to challenge oneself, grow from the experience, and keep pushing forward despite the odds. For both the streamers and their audiences, these humbling moments offer a unique glimpse into the resilience and humility required to truly be a champion, not just in gaming, but in life itself. So, whether you win or lose, the lesson remains. It's about the journey, the courage to face the unknown, and the growth that comes with stepping out of your comfort zone.